Most beginners fail with Facebook ads before they even run their first ad. Not because their product is hard to sell, not because Facebook is too expensive, but because they don't understand one thing. Facebook ads have to match your platform, your product, and your customers' buying intent. If you get that wrong, nothing else matters. I've spent the past decade running millions of pounds worth of ads on Facebook for e-commerce brands that went from zero to multi-million pounds in revenue. And beginner tutorials never teach the things that actually matter. So in this video, I'll be breaking down a beginner-friendly version of how to run Facebook ads, but taught the way actual operators run them, such as marketing directors and heads of e-commerce, such as myself. Before you even touch Ads Manager, I'll show you whether Facebook ads are right for your product, because for some of you watching, Facebook is actually 100% the wrong platform to use. Then I'll break down how to actually set a campaign up and break down the creative strategy you need to succeed with Facebook ads in 2025. Oh, and I'll also cover off the most important metrics you need to track every single week in order to ensure you don't lose money, but make money, to make sure you run Facebook ads effectively. By the end of this video, you won't just understand Facebook ads, you'll understand how to run them profitably. So let's get into it. Step one, should you even run Facebook ads to begin with? If you're on Shopify, Squarespace, or Wix, and you're running an e-commerce brand, you should 100% be running Facebook ads. But if your product sells on Amazon, TikTok Shop, or Etsy, think again. Those platforms have their own ads platforms, and you should be running those ads first before Facebook ads. Facebook ads are amazing to explain what your product is in a visual format, but on marketplaces like Etsy and Amazon, people are already searching for your product, so all you need to do is run search ads. Where Facebook ads become incredibly powerful is if you create a brand new product or a brand new brand and you need to sell it visually. Secondly, if you sell something such as holiday travel advice, Google is going to be the best place to run adverts because there's a huge amount of intent and searches for holiday travel advice. Skyscanner is one of the biggest advertisers on Google ads for that reason. So follow this simple rule. If you have a high intent product with a lot of search already, go to Google ads and marketplaces. If you have an impulse or visual product that you need to explain, head to Facebook ads. Oh, and if you sell a service, Facebook ads is probably the best place to start because people will believe in you as the person selling the service. But for e-commerce, make sure you understand if you're selling on Shopify, Wix, or Squarespace, head to Facebook, or on marketplaces, go to their ad platforms. Step two, setting up Facebook ads. If you're running an e-commerce store on Shopify, you need to install the Conversions API. This is how Shopify talks to Facebook in order to funnel data between the two platforms so your adverts can be more accurate and you can target the right people who are more willing to buy your product. The Conversions API has got really simple because you can jump into the Shopify App Store, find the Facebook app and plug it in. Depending on where you are in the world, it will be called the Meta app, and follow all the steps to connect it to your Facebook Ads Manager. Oh, and if you don't know what the Facebook Ads Manager is, the Ads Manager is the central platform where you can set up, manage and spend accurate advertising dollars. What you don't want to do is click boost on your organic posts within Instagram or Facebook. Those will be inefficient ads. I might break that down why in another video, but for now, just remember to create your Facebook Ads Manager account to set up accurate campaigns. There's a few stages with Conversions API, but once it's synced, you'll see a big green tick and you will know that your Shopify store is talking to your ads platform. Step number three, understanding Facebook ads. There are 5 different types of Facebook ads to consider running. The first is conversion-led Facebook ads. If you're running a Shopify store, an e-commerce store, you'll want to run conversion-led ads. This tells Facebook you want to find the most compelling people who are going to buy your product. If you choose an awareness ad, you're going to find the cheapest CPMs, the cheapest awareness, and the cheapest ad don't often match up to the highest intent customers. This speaks to the second type of Facebook ad, traffic ads. When you set up your first campaign, if you select traffic as your main goal, the Conversions API in Shopify is going to tell Facebook which ads generated the most amount of traffic. But this doesn't mean who purchased your product. And this is a problem because if you're trying to sell your product, often people who just visit your website are exploring. The person who just explores your website may not be the same person who buys from your store. Think of this in terms of luxury cars. Everyone has idolized Aston Martin, Ferrari, Lamborghini since they were a child. But the people who can actually afford those cars are different. So you may have lots of people visiting the site because they want to get inspiration. But if you're Ferrari, you don't want to have people just searching for your product. You want the people who are most likely going to buy. But traffic ads can be cheaper CPMs and therefore you can reach more people with less budget. The third type of ad is an engagement ad. Again, these ads are great for generating engagement and awareness, but again, for Shopify and e-commerce, you want to stick to conversion-led ads. Now, the fourth type of ad will depend on which country you're in. These are called Advantage Plus shopping campaigns. This is where you give Facebook all your creative and you let it target whoever it wants to. If you're in the United States, this is a great campaign because you have over 300 million people to target, but if you're in a smaller country, it may not be so great. Also, if you want to control the creative that's being shown to customers, Advantage Plus shopping campaigns can sometimes take any creative from your store and show it to people. This is not so great if you're trying to control your brand, but at the end of the day, if you're trying to convert the most amount of people, my recommendation is to let Facebook do what it wants. And the final type of ad is a lead generation ad. You may have seen service providers, estate agents, brokers run lead gen ads. And on Instagram, you then have to put in your email address and phone number. These ads are great if you have a funnel that you need to take people through and you want to speak to someone face to face. However, with e-commerce, these ads aren't often fantastic because you're not leading someone to the website to purchase. So you consider using lead gen ads if you're trying to sell a service, but if you're trying to sell e-commerce products, it's not so good. If you're a beginner to Facebook ads and you're trying to run Facebook ads for e-commerce, stick to the conversion-led ads that I talked about first. Step number 4, how do you set up a campaign? Facebook campaign is split into 3 parts. 1, what is the campaign type? And we've just talked about that. The second one is ad sets, and the third one is creative. Within any campaign you set up, you will be able to select a number of ad sets. Each ad set is where you can target different people with the different creative and different imagery that you're going to put in each ad set. For example, let's say you run an apparel store. You might have hoodies and hats. You might want to see which campaign performs best. So within this one campaign that sell my products, you might have 2 ad sets. First ad set is all about your hats, and the ads that you put into that ad set are the creative, both images and videos around your hats. The second ad set might be hoodies, and you have all the hoodie content that you do and the copy within that ad set, and then you can run budget between each of the ad sets within one campaign and see which one performs best. The ad set that has the most amount of conversions at the lowest customer acquisition cost is the one you should probably keep running, but depending on your goals, you might want to keep running both sets of ads. This is a fantastic structure in order to test one product set versus the other, but it does have its downsides. There is a philosophy that you should just control your budget at a campaign level. So when you set up your first campaign, you can select campaign budget optimization, put say $100 per day in that campaign. And if you have set up 2, 3, 4, 5 ad sets within that one campaign, Facebook will funnel budget into the ad set that is most effective depending on which goal you've set up. That's great, but often one ad set can win, and therefore if you're trying to sell 5 products within 5 ad sets and one ad set wins, you might not sell any of your 4 other products. So just bear that in mind. The second way of doing it is manage budget manually by ad sets. This ensures you can get the right amount of budget into each campaign ad set that you want, and therefore you're going to learn which product sells better than the other with the same structure. This is down to you, but my advice is to follow the campaign budget optimization strategy because Facebook will know which campaigns to optimize best and which ad sets not to funnel any budget into. You will save money, and generally speaking, you'll have lower CACs. Step number 5, understanding the creative that goes into your campaigns. Now, this changes all the time. What worked in 2021 is very different from today. A couple of weeks ago, Facebook announced the Andromeda update. This is where Facebook is now being much more critical of the creative that you use. Creative can be broken down into 2 parts: statics and videos. Statics are images, videos are videos. Within your statics, you need to have different products, different creative concepts. For example, someone might be drinking your product if you sell a drink, or someone might be wearing your shoes if you're selling shoes. A different type of creative might be just a plain background PNG of your product. And you've just got to let Facebook use that creative as it sees fit, and it will decide which creative is best to put more budget behind. Likewise with videos. Now, if you create 5 different versions that has the same person in it with the same fonts and the same copy, before the Andromeda update, those videos would have been classed as different. However, now Facebook is bucketing those different variations into one and saying, even if you've got 50 different ads, if they look similar, they're not different enough. And this is really important because in order to spend more money, you need Facebook to see that you have multiple different types of ads. Creative is the one limiting factor for a lot of companies. And so you've got to have a large amount of creative diversity in order to run successful ads in 2025. If you don't know how to create assets, go to Canva, use ChatGPT, or if you want branded assets, go to Midjourney, learn how to prompt, or even just use the free templates on Canva. An expert hack is to go to the Facebook ads library. This is the public library of every single brand that is advertising on Facebook. It's almost like going behind the scenes of a competitor brand, taking their best performing ads and using them yourself. Now, you don't see the performance of those ads, but it can give you a lot of inspiration on how to create new adverts for your business. On to the final step, number 6. Let's say you've done all of the previous steps. Conversion ads to Shopify, you have the conversions API set up, and you have a wide amount of creative diversity. What now? Well, you need to understand the metrics to understand how you're performing and if you can increase budget. There are 6 key data points to understand. The first is customer acquisition cost. I've done an extensive video on this, so go check it out. But your customer acquisition cost is the cost to acquire one customer. In the Facebook Ads Manager, this will be phrased as cost per result. Now, make sure when you're looking at cost per result, in Shopify, that also equals the same amount of new customers you've acquired. Go to the Shopify new customers report to have accurate data. The second data point is ROAS, or return on ad spend. If you are putting $100 into ads and you're getting $200 return, that is a ROAS of 2. That's really good performance. Metric number 3 is CPC, or cost per click. If you sell a product for $10, but each click costs $15, you're never going to acquire enough customers at a low enough cost. Also, if you're running Google ads, cost per click is super important. So if you're running Facebook ads versus cost per click, Google ads, you can assess performance against both platforms. Cost per click is a really good indication of how competitive your category is. The fourth metric is CPM, otherwise known as cost per thousand views. This should be on average 20 to 40 pounds or 20 to 40 dollars. And if you're spending hundreds or even thousands of pounds on CPM, it means your audience is too small, your creative is not good enough, or there's something majorly wrong. If it costs you $100 to reach 1,000 people, you're just not going to have a good conversion rate whatsoever. You won't have enough budget to drive clicks, which drives site traffic, which drives understanding how well your site converts. And the final metric that's really important within Facebook ads is the 3-second view rate. Now, if you can get the maximum amount of people past the 3-second views of your Facebook ads, you're going to maximize the amount of people who click to your site. Because in general, the more time someone spends watching your ads, the more likely is they're going to click and go to your website. Another version of this metric is scroll stopping percentage. If a large amount of people are stopping their scroll, it shows your ad creative is great at getting people's attention, and it's going to drive a better click-through rate, and therefore you're going to convert more people. If you understand these metrics, you will be able to accurately assess if Facebook ads are the right ads to be running for your business. I always recommend spending $1,000 on ads before making a decision whether or not it's the right platform to use or not. And remember, before you write off Facebook ads if it's not going well, scrutinize the creative you're running, think if you're targeting the right people, and see if you're running the correct campaign type for your business. Again, lead gen ads might be a fantastic thing if you're a service business. Conversion-led ad is going to be best if you're an e-commerce-led business. That's been a lot of information, and here are some tools that can help you on your journey to perfecting Facebook ads. For creative, look to Canva, Midjourney, and ChatGPT. And if you want videos, now look at Google Gemini. Their VO model is fantastic. Secondly, look at Andromeda, Icon.me, the platforms that can accurately track the performance of your ads. Another one is Motion. If you're starting to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars worth on ads, you're going to want good attribution software, because as your business gets more complex and you get larger, you need to understand where your traffic is coming from. Use tools like Triple Whale, Northbeam, or even Phosphor once you get to a scale that is really important, which is more complicated. Now, as a beginner, you're not going to want to use these tools because they can also be quite expensive. And finally, if you really need some video assets and you're not comfortable being on camera, go to CapCut, go to VO3, and start creating videos that way. There's even some amazing AI UGC platforms such as Make UGC and Captions.ai. Those platforms are also great to create organic content for your social media channels. And finally, if you've done all of that and you're seeing some success on Facebook ads, you then need to optimize and scale. For optimization, please listen to the Facebook recommendation. Leverage the Facebook algorithm as much as possible. Turn on campaign budget optimization, delete ad sets that aren't working, and make sure you have new creative coming into your account every single week. This will tell Facebook that you're trying really hard, but also it gives more assets for Facebook to test, for it to find more customers. And once you understand the data, and let's say the trainers that you're selling are $100 and your cost per result is $50, that's a 2-to-1 ROAS and a 50% CAC, which makes that an extremely scalable ad. So you can just increase your budget because you'll know you'll have good margins there. Now, obviously you have cost of goods sold, but in general, that will mean you can scale your business. Scaling is all about understanding how your ads are performing, how much profit you're generating from those ads. It's not just about looking inside the Facebook ad platform and seeing how much revenue was generated. Again, having the conversions API installed is going to massively help with this. And finally, there's some bonus things that you can do once you're started and you're a couple months into your Facebook ads journey. You can enable retargeting ads. You can upload your customer base from Shopify into an email CSV file. And you can even start using things like whitelisting ads with creators that you're working with to funnel ads through their platforms. That's a bit more technical, so I'll go through it in a different video. So overall, those are the basics of Facebook ads. In 2025, it's more important than ever to have great creative diversity. You have to have the conversions API installed on Shopify, and you have to understand which ads you're running depending on which business you have. Again, for e-commerce, make sure you're running conversion rate ads, as you're going to more likely find customers to purchase. If you're a service business, consider lead gen forms and other ads. And please dedicate time to understanding the metrics. Facebook ads is as much a creative job as it is a data analyst job. By getting very comfortable with the data, you'll be able to scale your ads and be spending thousands of dollars a day in no time. If this video has helped, please like, comment, and subscribe. I've spent millions of dollars on Meta ads over the past decade, and if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Have a great day and see you in the next video.